You think strength just appears. You think greatness is born out of luck or some fleeting spark of motivation. No, that's not how it works. Strength is forged, beaten, and burned into existence through pain, through every moment when the body screams and the mind whispers to stop. That's where I was made. That's where every warrior is made. I've lived my entire life in the shadow of my limits, chasing ghosts of what I thought I could be, failing, rising, and breaking again. And through it all, I learned the one truth that defines who I am training is everything I wasn't gifted with. Peace! I wasn't handed strength, I built it. One broken bone, one scar, one sleepless night at a time. Every drop of sweat on the gravity chamber floor, every roar that echoed through the silence, every defeat that cut deeper than any blade, they all shaped me into what you see now. A Saiyan, forged in pain, sharpened by failure, and tempered by discipline. There were days I wanted to stop, days when my pride was crushed, when I saw Kakarot standing ahead of me, smiling, as if effort came so easily to him, and that burned me. It destroyed me, but it also became my fuel, because I realized something. It wasn't about him. It was never about surpassing someone else. It was about surpassing the man I was yesterday, the weak version of me who doubted, who waited, who hesitated. That man had to die, and I killed him over and over. Through every single moment of relentless training. The pain you feel in training, that's the price of evolution. And I paid it in full, because there's no shortcut to greatness, no easy path to mastery. There's no comfort in true growth. You either embrace the pain, or you stay ordinary forever. I chose to suffer, to train when no one watched, to push my body until it screamed, and when it did, I pushed harder because that's when transformation happens. Not in ease, but in exhaustion, in agony, in that silence between failure and the next attempt. Most will never understand that. They'll quit when it hurts. They'll rest when it burns. But I learned to find peace in the fire. I learned that pain isn't my enemy. It's my mentor, my constant companion, whispering, "You can go further." Training became more than muscle and motion. It became meditation. It became my identity. He's my redemption. Because every session, every punch, every drop of blood was a reminder that I am alive. And as long as I breathe, I can improve. There was a time I thought pride was about being above others, about standing untouchable but real pride. A true Saiyan pride is born when you rise from your lowest point and keep going. When you keep fighting, even when the universe itself tells you it's over. I've trained in silence, while others slept. I've fought against myself, against the man who once believed he was already strong, and I crushed him. Because the only true rival is the one inside your mind. Every warrior must face that version of themselves, the one who's afraid to fail, the one who seeks comfort and destroy it without mercy. Because discipline is not about feeling strong. It's about choosing strength when you feel weak. I remember standing under 10 times gravity, my body trembling, my heart pounding so loud I thought, and it would stop. But I didn't stop, because that's the moment when you decide who you truly are. Pain teaches clarity, discipline builds endurance, and training, relentless training, forges your will into something unbreakable. No one will hand you greatness. No one will gift you mastery. You must earn it with every second of your life. And yes, it's lonely, it's brutal, but that's the path of the warrior. When you wake before dawn, when you stand alone, drenched in sweat, staring at the reflection of the person you're becoming, that's when you understand what it means to be alive. Power without purpose is empty, but discipline is divine. It transforms you, refines you, turns you into something more than human. I used to chase motivation, that fleeting rush that comes and goes, but I learned that motivation is weak, fragile. Temporary discipline is eternal. It's the promise you make to yourself and keep even when no one else sees. So when your body breaks, when your spirit falters, when the world around you tells you to rest, to quit, to give up, remember this: every ounce of pain, every hour of training, every drop of sweat you shed when no one is watching, it all matters, it all counts, because you're not training for the world to see. You're training to become the version of yourself that no longer breaks, no longer doubts, no longer quits. And when that day comes, when you stand unshaken before the storm, when you can look back at your past self and barely recognize them, that's when you'll understand the true power of relentless training. You see, the universe doesn't reward those who wish for strength. It rewards those who grind for it, who suffer for it, or who stay when everyone else walks away. That's the difference between the weak and the unbreakable. I was born a Saiyan, but even I had to earn the right to call myself a warrior. Not through birthright, but through pain, through consistency, through endless repetition, until instinct replaced doubt. And still, I train. Because perfection doesn't exist only, progress does. And progress is infinite. If you want strength, stop waiting to feel ready. Stop waiting for comfort, and start training through pain. Make pain your teacher. Make struggle your sanctuary. Because in the end, every battle, every wound, every lonely night builds something that no one can take from you: willpower. And willpower is everything. So remember this: every time you fall, every time you bleed, every time you fail, it's not the end, it's refinement. It's the universe shaping you into the warrior you were meant to become. Every drop of sweat, every scar, every moment you keep going when everything hurts, it's proof that you're still fighting. And a warrior who never stops training never truly loses. Because training is not about power, it's about becoming the fire that survives everything. And when the world falls silent, when the battle ends, or you stand there bloodied, exhausted, but still breathing, that's when you'll finally understand what I've always known: that pain is not your curse, it's your crown, the symbol of your evolution, on the proof of your existence, the mark of your strength. Because every drop of sweat, every wound, every hour alone, it all becomes the fire that forges the warrior you were always meant to be. And don't ever forget this: the world will try to tell you that you're doing too much, that you're obsessed, that you're wasting your time chasing something no one else can see. Let them talk. They don't understand what it means to be relentless. They don't understand what it means to wake up every single day with the same hunger burning inside your chest, the same fire that refuses to die no matter how cold the world gets. They can't understand the satisfaction that comes from discipline, from pushing past the point where the weak would stop. They'll call you crazy until you succeed. And when you do, they'll call you lucky. But you'll know the truth. Luck had nothing to do with it. It was you, your blood, your effort, your endless training when everyone else was asleep. That's the difference between those who dream and those who become. Warriors aren't born in light. They're forged in darkness, in silence, in the moments no one will ever see. So stop chasing motivation. I stop waiting for the right moment, because that moment is now. Every second you waste doubting yourself is a second you could have used to grow stronger. The world doesn't care how tired you are, how hard it gets. It only responds to results. So give it everything. Leave nothing behind. And when the pain comes, smile, because that's how you know you're growing. Pain means progress. Suffering means transformation. Loneliness means evolution. No one will carry you through it. No one will fight your battles for you. And that's exactly how it should be. Because when you finally rise, when you finally reach that place where no one believed you could go, the victory will be yours alone. Earned, not given. Forged, not found. That's the way of the Saiyan, the way of the warrior, the raw way of the relentless. And when you live that way, when you breathe that way, when every beat of your heart echoes with purpose, then even the gods will have no choice but to respect your name